They pick a couple of things. I help them out. They go to the fitting room and they come out, look in the mirror, and their faces are just what makes it's like that's my purpose. Like that's what's filling me up. Their faces, they are just lit up. They're so happy. And even you can see that they are shocked that they look so good.
Hello and welcome to Uncovered, the podcast with your host, Jason Irving. Join me in a journey to understand what's truly happening in your world and the world around you. This is not about how you're living life on the surface. It's about what's truly driving you from under the covers. I'm going to take you on a journey to deeply uncover the reason why you are here, the ultimate purpose in your problems, and the way that they have shaped your life up until now. See, I believe you have a purpose, and your problems are the highway towards ultimate realization of that journey towards freedom and the reconnection of your true self. I've been told I have a different spin on most things, and I'll be giving you my understanding of life, love, and what we're all here for, purpose. To get the best out of this podcast, drop what you already know so you can discover what's beyond you. So join me, let's play this game of life and bring on liberation, transformation, and change. Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome to Uncovered. I'm really excited. I've got a lady that I've known for quite a while. I've got Monica here. Welcome to Uncovered, Mon.
Thanks, Chase.
Really looking forward to working with you. You're, in my opinion, you're a goddess. You've got this amazing brand label called Mónica The Label, and we're going to have a little bit of a chat. We're going to uncover you a little bit about where you've struggled, what how hard it is to build a business and get yourself off the ground and show what you have at your disposal. So Mon, who is Moni? Where is she? What's she about? Let the listeners know who you are.
Moni is about, I've always been that girl that, like, I go to the club and in the bathroom, I'm always complimenting girls, or even just on the street. Like, I love uplifting other women. I'd always stop and give other women compliments. And then I only realized this just the other week when a random came up to me, and I explained it with a date that I was with, and I said, this is the highest form of compliment that a woman can receive, when a random woman goes out of her way to go and compliment another woman, because there's no ulterior motive. It's just pure, wow, that person looks amazing, or they have something amazing about them, I have to tell them. And then they go off on their day.
I love this. And I think this is really important. Such an important conversation, Moni. We're looking at a lot of the time women can compete with women around how people look, how people show, and all of this sort of stuff. And I know this about you. You're an uplifter. And you're here to actually help women feel really good about their bodies, what they wear, and how they show up in the world. And to come in and be born this way, to be a person who's not trying to compete with other people, to try and show other women that they're valuable, they're worth it, and to have them feel good in their bodies. This is your really strong purpose, isn't it?
It is. And like, another thing about me is I've always liked helping or making people, like any people, feel safe around me. And that's something that I just realized now as well, that I like to, like, especially with my business, it's a bit of a safe haven for women.
Yeah, and I think this is really important, because quite often, when we create that safety net, and I've had this with you, haven't I? Like, when you create a place of safety, women will start telling you where their insecurities are, where they're lacking, how they don't feel good in their bodies. And honesty comes out when safety is arriving. I think this is so important, especially for women to be able to do this with each other.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really important the other thing about me is that I've been very open and non-judgmental about people whenever they come to me about things, and I think that's what's probably helped me create my brand and actually listen to what women want as well.
Yeah, and I think this is so important. Like, if we're in a place where we struggle, like I see this with a lot of people, like Moni, I'm sure the listeners would love to hear about maybe your struggles around how you felt about your body, because quite often when we share a magic pill for the world, we're not able to accept ourselves in who we are. Yeah. And so we're trying to give what we're missing. So tell us a little bit about your struggles that you've had with your body and your feeling around your well-being mentally and emotionally.
Yep. So growing up, I was always a chubby kid. I was fit. I played sport, but I was always chubby. I really liked food. And so then when I became a teenager, actually, even when I was little, apparently I was into fashion. So became a teenager and I wanted to wear what all the skinny girls were wearing. There was this brand called Supre. It's still around now. And it was just new when I was a teenager. And all of the skinny girls were wearing these cute little singlet crop tops showing their midriffs, little mini shorts. And I didn't know that I was chubby. I just wanted to wear the fashion. And it wasn't really until I went into these shops and I couldn't find anything that would fit me unless it was really stretchy. But even then, I didn't ever feel down about my body. I was just frustrated that I couldn't wear what the other girls were wearing.
Right.
So it started there. And then that was a pattern that followed, late teens, early 20s, going out. I wanted to be wearing the trendy stuff from, I remember there's a brand called Bardot that I always really liked. They always had really cool stuff, and I just couldn't fit into their biggest size, which was a 12 or a 14. And I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, I didn't feel like I wanted to change my body. I wanted to just be able to fit into clothes, but it made me feel really crap.
Yeah.
I was like, but maybe I'm too fat. So, and then of course, like back then there was a lot of emphasis on people being skinny, a lot of pressure on it. And so I would fall into this pattern which a lot of women do, is an event would come up and I would diet really, really hard, couple of weeks leading up, just to lose a bit of weight, fit into a cute outfit. And it used to make me feel so crap on the day, because then on the day, like let's say you're going to a wedding or a party, and then you eat and you're eating carbs and you're eating sugar. And I don't think I was too young to even drink back then, but I can imagine if I was drinking, and then the weight just comes back on like so fast and you feel so crap. And it was like, what was the point of dieting that hard just for that, just to fit into this stupid little outfit because no one else can make a nice outfit for me? And then in my early 20s, I started struggling with fatigue, and I couldn't lose weight. I would gain weight very easily. I went through this for a few years. I thought there was something wrong with me. Went to the doctor. Doctor said, no, you're probably depressed. And I said, no, I don't think I'm depressed. I think there's something wrong with me. Doctors didn't believe me. Ended up going to a naturopath. Turns out that my thyroid was off. And that gave me a real sense of relief. And that was the first time I could actually accept my body. It was just like, that's why. Now I can be more patient with myself. It's not really my fault that I can't lose weight. had a reason now to be curvy.
Mm. And I think this is really, really important. Like, a lot of people shame people who are carrying extra weight without knowing a lot of the time people have problems with their thyroid. And the thyroid is, for listeners who don't know, this actually can do one of two things. It can make you very, very skinny. So it means you can't put on weight. That's hyper or hypo glycemia on some level. Your body is actually not. And then the other one that you have is your body's running really slow metabolism. So what happens is, when you look at food, you put on weight. That's what it sort of looks like.
Yeah.
And so the metabolism is so slow that the body can't process food quick enough. So if Moni and I ate the same things, Moni would put on, and we ate a lot, Moni would put on a lot of weight and I wouldn't. And it doesn't matter. And this can be a problem for people, because then we're looking at this idea where you're really curvy and you're here to help women feel comfortable. And there's a difference between health and well-being, right? And looking health as well as, overweight, right?
Yeah.
So we've got to know there's a difference, because you had, as you admitted, you loved the food. You've spoken about that. So that can be a catastrophe for the thyroid, depending on what type of food that we have. The most important thing that you learned to be able to do, which is so essential for women, and I think I've had, and you're one of them, probably about, and I've worked on thousands of people, by the way, as a therapist, thousands. And the women, I'd probably count maybe 10 or less who are comfortable with their physical body. And this is terrible. It's systemic. Yeah. People are just not comfortable with their body. And, we've spoken about this many times, about your body is not the perfect body like it should be if you were dysmorphic in your head, right? Yeah. And the thing is, your body is perfect for how it needs to be. We all need to focus on health, listeners. Yeah. The first port of call is someone like you to come in and say your body is exactly how it's meant to be, and then we figure out how to make it healthy. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Now I just focus on being healthy, but I don't focus too much on losing the weight. Yeah.
And I think this is really essential, listeners, is that Moni's not just, you have a label, you have this amazing clothes that for plus size people.
Yeah.
And I encourage you, hey, these clothes are ridiculous. You got to make them for littlies as well, because the way that you build the clothes, it actually brings the goddess out in a female, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? And I called on you a couple of years ago and say, make sure other people can get this reverence, because even like littler people don't feel good about their bodies, right?
Yeah.
So it's so nice to actually know that you are putting a range out for the goddess and beauty.
Yeah.
And what does it feel like when you've got a client who comes to see you? Because you're not just clothes, are you?
No, I'm not. For instance, I did a market in Melbourne the other week, and I don't get much out of the markets, let's say, financially. The markets for me are an uplifting experience for me and for my customer, because they come, a lot of them don't know about my brand. They just find me at the market, or they've seen on social media I'm going to be there and they want to come and actually try things on. So they pick a couple of things, I help them out. They go to the fitting room and they come out, look in the mirror, and their faces are just what makes, it's like that's my purpose. Like, that's what's filling me up. Their faces, they are just lit up. They're so happy. And even you can see that they are shocked that they look so good.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And I think this is really important. Anya, my wife, loves fashion, and she's very much like you. She's always looking for something that a garment makes her feel good.
Mm.
And I think she's always dressed up. So people ask her and say, "Where are you going?" She's like, "I'm just going to the shops." Right?
Yeah.
So she's one of those people that stands out simply because she's always putting herself in a picture of beauty through what she wears. And then I look at her and I go, "Oh, is that what you're wearing out?" She goes, "Oh no, not this."
Yeah.
I'm like, "God, that looks amazing on her," but that's just her day clothes. And then she has her range of clothes that she wears out if she's going to do something with friends or at an event or something like that.
Yeah.
And would you agree, like, especially for women, especially, that women feel better when they're actually hugging their clothes?
Yeah, absolutely. The other really important thing about plus size women in particular is that because they haven't had many options for so many years, and now that they're getting options, it doesn't even have to be like the nice going out clothes that make them feel good. It's even the simple, like I brought out loungewear last year. It's even like casual things that they can just put on and they're like, oh, it fits me and it feels good. It's comfortable. So then it makes them comfortable in their body because they feel heard and accepted.
Yeah. And I think this is really important. Like, there's two forms of support and help that we give each other psychologically. There's an outside in and there's an inside out. And you've been working with us to do the inside out.
Yeah.
While you're helping people with the outside in, which is what you wear, how you feel on the outside gives you a glow on the inside. Now,
Yeah.
I don't really care how the glow comes from, right? The thing is, we have this thing that builds this repertoire, and it is so important for what we put on the top of us as to how we glow on the inside. Would you agree?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like, you know, when you think about it, clothes is just, some people can think it's just clothes, but it's so much more. It's so, like, it's a huge part of our lives.
Yeah, and I think it's an extension of our personalities.
It is, and it's an artistic expression as well.
Yeah, and this is what I love about people like you and Anya, because it's like, you are artists, and there's this amazing artwork that you give. And when we look at art, you see, for people who watch the video, we have a video of our podcast as well. On the back wall here, there's been art being painted, right? And now when we think about clothes, that's art being worn.
Yeah.
And that's your point of difference. And I think when women are really good with fashion and they're really connected to it, they're looking at the garments as art that they're actually getting to paint on their bodies. So they walk around in a feeling of artwork. And artwork is designed to make you feel beautiful. We look at it on the wall, but I don't think people understand the fashion designer well enough about what your intention is
Yeah.
to bring beauty worn and walked. And I think this is very, very different understanding for people who just go, I'm just going to go and buy some clothes from the shops, where you don't think that way, do you?
No.
Yeah. And it's a different perspective, because the moment you put something on, I remember you came to my birthday event for the academy. A lot of it, we invited the whole academy to come, and you're in these beautiful pair of jeans, and I looked at you and was like, oh my God, you're so hot. And I just gave you this big hug, and everyone said it. Like, you have this this thing about you, Moni, that you have a swagger, a sensual, open, loving, gregarious, caring, funny swagger. And the way that you wear and the way that you walk is just eye-catching, because you found comfort in your body really early.
Yeah.
when most women of your size never do.
Yeah.
And I know this is so essential because anytime someone gets an opportunity to experience a woman who's comfortable in their body, no matter what size they are, it envelops the other person to give them permission to be comfortable as well.
Agreed.
And so when you meet people on the street, like, and you do that uplifting thing subconsciously, it's a habit of yours.
Yeah.
Tell me the experiences that you had that other people have had when you've just gone up to a complete stranger and said, "Oh my God, you look amazing." What is it that they do? Do they get surprised? Like, what's their reactions?
Yeah, usually they're just shocked and they're just like, "Oh, thanks." And
Yeah,
then I walk off and I know that, like, or I hope that I've brightened their day.
because it's not usual, right?
No, it's not.
No, and I'm one of those annoying people too that does that. I'll look, Anya and I are together, and it's quite funny because Anya's I'll look at a waitress, I'll say something to someone, say, "Oh my God, you've got the most beautiful smile, you've got the most beautiful eyes." And the first thing they do is they look at Anya and go, "Oh my God, what is he doing? I'm really uncomfortable here. Here's a guy, they think it's flirting
Yeah.
in some way."
Yeah.
And I'm actually just being honest. And Anya, in the beginning of our relationship, she's like, "You're making everyone feel uncomfortable." I said, "I don't care. I'm going to say what I see and show." And then Anya started buying in with me, and we both go, "Oh my God, yeah, you do. You have such a great smile." And we just tell people how beautiful they are on the outside in. That's it. And what it does, it's a choice, you know. So quite often, if we do that to someone who doesn't feel good, they can feel ashamed somewhere. And
Yeah.
can't they? And you can
Yeah.
notice that, can't you?
Mm.
When you've said something and they've gone, "Oh yeah, but that's not how I feel on the inside."
Yeah. I think that probably happens most of the time. You can
Yeah,
see the shame.
yeah. So, like, what is it about you, Moni, that doesn't have that shame? Like, why do you not have it? Like, what happened? What tripwired you into a different psychology? Because I think listeners need to understand how you think and how you feel. That's changed the way your outlook on your body and the way that you look at other women. Because you don't look at other women as competition. You look at other women as, here's an ally female here. Like, what's wrong with you? You're different.
Honestly, I think I was probably just half born like this. Like I said, most of my focus was on fashion. It wasn't ever on my body until I started getting sick of not being able to fit into the brands. I think like my dad accidentally gave me a bit of a tough skin. Like, this is gonna sound bad, but it wasn't that bad. Like, he'd kind of tease me for being a bit chubby, but he'd do it not in a mean way, or I never took it bad. And then so from that, like, no one else could call me fat or chubby, and it just wouldn't get to me because
Okay.
because I heard it at home in like a non like kind of attacking way. So I think it started from that. Because I mean, of course, people would call me fat or ugly or whatever. Guys, mostly girls behind your back, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
But then and then in my adult life, it definitely was when I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism that I really accepted my body. And then from there, it's just been a lot of practice as well. It's been practice, putting something on, feeling like I'm fat, and just going, I'm just going to go out there anyway. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
What are people going to think? What's the worst they're going to think? They're going to think she's fat. Okay. Do I care about their opinion? No.
Yeah. And
Is anyone going to tell me that I look fat? Definitely not.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think this is really important. I think what I'm hearing here is that, you know, you have your dad passed away a couple of years ago. We're not going to talk about that, listeners, right now, but you had this amazing bond with your dad, and a real loving bond, and to have a person call out, not in a, and it comes both ways. It's like your dad giving you love and also saying something that could have been taken by anybody else as like, my dad is an ass.
Mm.
But you didn't take it that way because you could feel the love behind him.
Yeah.
And he's always, you know, I've met your dad, and you know, there's so much love for you as a human being. And so when we look at this scenario, and this can quite often happen, I'm sort of dealing with my eldest daughter with challenges that she's facing around her body at the moment, and people judging her. There's always someone talking about her.
Okay.
And she's got you know, big boobs, big bum, skinny waist. She's got the body, she's got that South American body that everyone's wanting at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's a challenge for her because, you know, she's getting a lot of flack from family members, not my side, but on her side, on the other side of the family. And it's really, really hard because I'm concerned for her mental health around being not okay for her to be comfortable with her body. And I think this happens in the teenage years.
Yeah.
So you've got a potential disaster happening with your dad.
Yeah.
How you took it changed the aspect because you didn't get affected by people out in the outside world. I think sometimes when we have a family not create an infliction, it can be a lot easier for how we deal with the outside world. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You know, and so sometimes our patterning that we have from childhood gives us a dysfunction around how we feel and think about you know, our physical bodies. And one thing that we have, like, it's the first thing that we do the moment we meet someone, we look at them. Unless you're blind and you can't see, right? We look at them. And the first thing we do when we look, within the first 30 seconds, if we don't talk to them, we judge them straight away. Our subconscious does it. We judge them, right? And you don't, right? You actually do the opposite. You run appreciation first, right? And that's very, very different as in a human natured person.
Yeah.
And I think this is what we've got to learn to do. Like, you have a very different way of being as a woman. You don't have the competition running. You have appreciation running. And it's needed in this world. Females need to appreciate each other, because one thing I know, I'm a man. I don't men don't notice women in their dresses. Women notice women in their dresses. Right? We just go, oh, there's someone beautiful. We don't go, oh yeah, those red shoes or whatever. We just don't do it. Men just don't do that. Women do. So it's really important that I think women need to learn to run appreciation and get body connection. And I think we spoke about this, about your bigger vision and starting to become you know, when your brand is really out there, to make sure that you create that connection to people feeling comfortable with their bodies as a speaker. And I think you already have exactly what is needed for women to feel comfortable, in my opinion.
Thanks.
Yeah. And so I would love you to give the listeners something here. Just like, what would you suggest women need to do for themselves first, and then how they look at other women? Like, what would you suggest, like the way that you approach, what would be more helpful for them to feel comfortable? Because you did something really cool. You did what we do in the academy before we did the academy.
Yeah.
I'm okay with not with being the size I am.
Yeah.
You did our academy work, which is full acceptance of your body for what it is.
Yeah. Well, I was going to suggest that anyone not feeling comfortable with their body do exactly that. You don't You don't even have to feel comfortable with your body to start practicing. You just have to push yourself. Like if there's a cute outfit that you just really want to wear, but you don't feel comfortable enough to wear it outside your home, just put it on and just go out and wear it anyway. Just think of the worst thing that could happen, and whatever it is, it's not going to happen. And if it does, then you've already thought of it. So if it happens, it won't shock you. Just prepare for it. But I highly doubt that it'll happen. No one's going to say anything. I mean, unless you have, like a bitchy aunt or something that's going to say something. Don't wear it around your bitchy aunt.
Yeah.
If you go to the shops, like around randoms, that's the best place where you can just practice and just be proud that you're being you, like you're wearing something that expresses your personality. So just go and practice in little increments, and just do it every now and then. Just take a big breath and go, okay, I'm going out like this, come home, see how you feel.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for listeners who are watching this, I'd love to do a little bit of a month competition with you all. And the competition would be every day you look for someone who you can compliment. That would be another way to a woman, especially if you're a female. If you're a man watching, do the same. Compliment another man too. Hey, you look all good today. Just start giving appreciation for the human design.
Yeah. And I'd like to add onto that competition, give yourself a compliment every day.
Yeah. So look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
In the morning. So there's your comp, guys.
Yeah.
Morning, look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Look at a feature and say, I'm really, really comfortable with this.
Yeah. Especially women, because I know that women, we look in the mirror and we always pick at something that we don't like straight away. So when you catch yourself doing that, counter it by giving yourself a compliment.
Yeah. And then supply that. Because one thing I know, like when you do appreciation for others, it feels good for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Right. So it's the mirrored reflection in the world where you go, oh my God, you look this, or you've got a great smile. I love your eyes. Whatever it is that you see in someone, I'd love you to do a 30-day or 1 month of a competition for yourself, and then picking a person in the day that you can appreciate for the day. Because look, what this does as an internal mechanism is it actually starts building a feel-good mechanism, and it creates a brain chemical of endorphins to actually, appreciation actually makes you naturally feel good. So it gives you a good feeling while you're actually sharing with someone what you see. And I think this is so important because especially right now, where we're in a world of argument, division, everyone being a little bit scared because of COVID. We're starting to come out of it at the moment.
Yeah.
We need to start getting our community and our connection back, and especially to our bodies. Hey, Mon.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially because so many people, like you said, we're coming out of lockdowns and stuff. So people are still struggling mentally and struggling with their health as well. A lot of people have put on weight, so they're feeling pretty down about that.
Yeah.
And just not feeling like themselves in general.
That's right. And it would be very, very natural to be feeling this way simply because we've been in a lockdown. Lockdown creates suppression.
Yeah.
And then we suppress our emotions. And the best way that we can deal with our emotions is eating food that's probably not so good for us. And then we go out into the world feeling not so good because we know we're not eating so well. So it creates a catastrophe in our psyche. We're going to go out, and start showing ourselves into the world and start connecting again. And, hopefully in the next couple of years, we're going to be able to give each other hugs without worrying about giving each other a fever. I can't wait till I can hug people and it's okay to hug people again, because I'm a hugger. I love hugs. And, and you're the same. You're a hugger.
Yeah.
To not have that tactile connection that all of us need it's missing. And again, it's a body connection. Giving someone a hug, you're connecting with bodies and you're meeting each other in a bodily way. And we need to get this back again. So here's our challenge, guys. Let's stick to it. See if we can get 30 days. I'm gonna do this with you, Mon.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah, we'll do it together. Now, Mon, how do we get access to your clothing range? How do we get access to you if you could help someone with their bodies? Like if you could mentor someone, what do we do to get access to your brilliance? Where's the URLs, and how can we get in touch with you on Facebook? What can we do?
Yeah, okay. So my label has a website, so it's just www.monicathelabel.com. Also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you'd like a mentoring session, you can look me up. Mónica Sotomayor. Happy to give mentoring sessions because that just fills my bucket as well.
Oh yeah, and by the way, she's so freaking good. I remember when you first did your practices with people, I was just like, Moni, I had no idea how freaking good you would be. I had no clue when I started setting all this stuff up.
Yeah.
That you have this amazing ability to comprehend the inner psyche, right? And so especially for the women here, if this has really hit you in the fields today and you're not feeling good about your body, Moni is the essential ingredient that can help you uplift and help you learn to appreciate you for you, how you are from the outside in and the inside out, because she's got both weapons. No worries. So I really want to thank you, Moni, for jumping on Uncovered today, and what we've done today, uncovering our physical attributes and looking at them as an attribute rather than a problem. So thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, Jace.
Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. We really appreciate you, and we really appreciate your time, because time is so valuable. What we'd love you guys to do, if you like this podcast, if you could share it with your friends, and also our website address for the podcast is www.wellnessbreakthroughacademypodcast.com. Our website is www.wellnessbreakthroughacademy.com. We have a free Facebook group called Wellness Leadership Evolution, so search for that. I'd love it if you could add me as a friend on Facebook. I don't bite, so add me as a friend. And if you want some help and you would really like some support from us in the Academy, jump in. We have a process. You can do a break-in call to connect in with us. We do small courses. We have lots of things that we share. So we'd love the opportunity to give you a chance to change your life and turn it into a free one. You are one transformation away from change. Come and catch up.